slide 2? Probably because they did not realize that slide 2 says, so it passes through the points. Plural. Not just one point. I'm a leaky tire.
Oh, really?
So, points. Or 3. In slide 3, each line should pass through the origin. So just doing like, oh, I got it. Y equals x plus 2. Like, no. Because does that pass through the origin? No. Okay, so read the directions carefully.
Is the origin
The 0, 0. 0, 0 is your origin.
Oh.
Hey, I paused this to tell you something. On this slide, fractions are better than... Actually, almost always, fractions are better than decimals.
Yes.
Very strong opinion, very strong bias from me. Mathematically speaking, what I'm saying is true. All right, unpause. Time to... Actually, while we're paused, let's check homework.
Okay.
I like the unison okay. That was really good. I appreciate that.
Okay.
Me and William are in a constant debate about whether or not fractions are better than decimals.
Well, who's on team fraction?
William.
No,
I'm on William's team. Sorry.
Yeah, and he's like, well,
Okay. Do you want to hear something funny?
yeah,
It took me too long to realize that you and William were twins. I just didn't think about your last names. I was just wondering
that's
everyone
like
by their
really
first names.
annoying.
And finally someone was like, yeah, they're twins. And I was like, oh my gosh, how am I so dumb?
I mean, to be honest, that's way better than the how am I gonna tell you apart and
Yeah, that's silly.
I've gone to you how are you twins if you don't look alike?
Oh my gosh, I hate that question. I mean, not that I am a twin, but that's such a silly question. Any questions on 37, 38, Eli?
All numbers mean they are
Like all real numbers. So, I teach high school math as well. You don't yet know about non-real numbers, according to CPM, right? They don't know that I've taught you that there are non-real numbers. So that's why they don't say real, because they assume that you're not that smart yet, but I do what I've nicknamed over-teaching. I don't just teach you what I'm supposed to teach you. I teach you that and a whole lot more. Because I like what I do. Eli?
Also, does x equals 8 over 3 the same as 3x equals 8?
Yes. But if we were supposed to isolate x, we need to go that final step.
Oh, yeah.
So I need to double check what that question was.
It says for each equation below, solve for x. Check your solution if possible. It should all work.
Yeah, the 8/3 is really what that should come out to be.
Okay. Wait, what?
Double check that you distributed the negative to both the x and the -1, or I guess we could call it the opposite. But the trapdoor there, hey, the trapdoor on 39B is this. Load. Is that opposite or that negative? That needs to go to both the x and the -1, making that actually a negative x and a positive 1. Because what's the opposite of -1? So there's your trapdoor. Double check if you had that as negative x and positive 1. Jacob.
Can you help me find out how I got x equals c for b?
You probably just dropped your coefficient somewhere. Or actually, hey, this is like the longer you do math, the easier that you can catch mistakes. I bet you combined x's in such a way that you accidentally had 1x instead of actually having 3x. So I can come check your work if you want, but check your work, check your signs. I bet you combined x's that you ended up with a single x instead of 3x. Or you just forgot to carry your coefficient down.
Oh, I didn't realize you could carry across the.
Well, you can do inverse operations.
I didn't realize you could do that, so I ended up combining all of the x's and 1's on that same side.
Well, so let's make sure that we're not breaking any math rules. So if I go ahead and keep doing this, and guys, put other hands down, because it's just distracting for my brain. 2, -4x, -x1. So 2 and 1, that's going to make 3. And we also have -5x. And that's going to equal Negative 2x plus 5. So now...
I forgot that x then became negative. I focused too much on the minus sign within the parentheses.
Ah.
So I did negative 4x plus positive.
So that is how we end up at our 3x. We'll subtract this 5. No? Yes? No. That's a minus. Good. See how easy it is to make mistakes? That's a minus. And this is why you don't do math in pen. So we need to add 5, and that's how we're going to get to 8.
Wait, 8?
Oh.
Yeah, 3x equals 8, and then we'll divide by 3.
I got no possible answers for A.
So double check your work. You should end up with like x equals x, or the left side equaling the right side. I can come double check it if you want, but I mean, I appreciate you identifying a mistake got made, or you forgot what special situation it was. Because remember, there are the two different special situations. One is any real number. The other is no solution.
I know solution. Okay, I figured out where I went wrong. I made a mathematical
If it,
error.
yeah, if it's like 1 equals 2.
And accidentally did negative 5.
John, are you good? Are you good? Because we got to move on. Okay, just checking. Anna.
I'm pretty sure me and Missy had the same question, but for 440, we both got 2.
X equals 2. Oh, yeah.
Then you both made the same mistake, or the answer key's wrong. So let me solve it real quick.
No, it's not 441, it's 440.
Yeah, so I'm scrolling that down so you guys can check 41 while I do 40.
I also got x equals 2. I got 3.
I got 3.
Hey, guess what? Check 41. We'll do 40 in a second. Shouting out what you got is not what I asked you to do. I bet I know what people did is they set it up wrong.
Everybody? Wait, did anybody hear
If you got the same wrong answer, I got it. Like, I haven't solved it, but I bet I know what your mistake is. Guys, literally, one of my professional goals for the year, because teachers set goals for themselves like we have you guys set goals for yourselves, is to celebrate mistakes more. Like, mistakes are a good thing. They're a natural part of learning math. It's not anything that should get you frustrated. It should get you motivated. Right? When you get a wrong answer, you should be like, what did I do? So, I bet what you did is you misread this.
I did.
That it says when I double my number and then subtract the result from 5. So it's 5 minus 2x equals negative 1.
I found out my error was different. I ended up doing 5 plus 1 equals 4.
Yeah, so I mean, we need to carefully read. We need to write it out nicely.
Yeah, I
So,
did
yeah,
6
I got
divided by 2
3.
equals 2.
All right, any other questions? Not just, hey, I got a wrong answer, because that's good, that's fine. But, like, as long as you know what you did, great, awesome. Hey, make sure, before I call on Caden, make sure that you gave yourself a 0, 1, or 2. Right? Make sure you gave yourself a 0, 1, or 2. I'm not coming around to check those today, because we got too much to do with Desmos. Yes. Caden. No need to apologize. What's up? If you're not Caden, stop talking.
So, 441.
Yeah, it is. Negative 3 minus 11. So remember, these are out of order. So like, this is not a nice table. This is a bad table.
I know that it's out of order, but
So if we, let me check. So
that
you got it now, or is this wrong?
I multiplied it.
Okay. So guys, that right there, figuring out what we did. That's the point of checking our homework, and I think we're starting to realize it. Or like, I think it's starting to sink in of like, oh, that's okay, sweet. Don't do that next time. Where is Desmos?
the point of like checking the homework, I'd say is to like help students with their tiny errors, like when I just like when I did like just small 5 plus 1 equals.
All right, we are unpaused now. So it looks like John's not in yet, Caden's not in yet, Lee is not in yet.
He's not here. He's not here.
That's why Lee is not in yet. Hey Lee, when you're at home, get into Desmos. I don't know if Lee will watch the video or not. Hey Lee, purple elephants roaming the, give me a desert.
Sahara.
Well, of course you said Sahara. We'll see if Lee actually watches the video. So Lee, if you watch the video, come say that phrase to me.
Which are we doing?
Hey, so don't tell Lee that I left like a secret phrase in the video. But if you're absent and like if we pay attention to the fact that we're missing that person today, and like you go watch the video, I may have left a secret phrase that'll be worth candy. So if you actually do what you should do if you miss class.
Aha! I'm gonna be absent. Kidding.
Nathaniel, are you okay, man?
Yeah.
I think I'm missing that.
So we can get you another copy of it. Let's get into the Desmos and start playing with it. So you said you think you need 414?
I'm just gonna like write them all down.
Let me check your binder while you're getting into Desmos. So you get into Desmos. You're unpaused, right? You're able to work? Okay.
Which Desmos are we doing?
And I turned back everything that needed to be turned back. Were you absent or like not here at the beginning of class one day?
I was.
So let me double check that you weren't one of the people that turned it in. Here, let me pass back my papers, dude. You may have accidentally turned it in already. And if that's not the case, let me double check my grades. So it looks like Anna's the only one that had papers turned in yesterday. Guys, you can talk to each other while doing this. That is totally fine. For you to be successful, nobody else needs to fail.
Wait, I'm so confused. Was I not supposed to turn this in?
Which?
This.
No, you did.
Oh!
And then you change it, and that's how.
Yeah, everyone else got it back yesterday. Also, do you need 415? Well, you weren't when I passed back. I think that was in a different stack or somewhere that I just forgot I needed to give it back to you. So I passed back all of the other papers.
I know.
I pressed to make it change it.
You just turned that in yesterday. That's what happened. Light bulb?
What did I do yesterday?
Light bulb?
Yeah.
Light bulb.
Wait, what did I do yesterday?
I think you just turned those in yesterday, which is why I agreed.
Please pardon the interruption. For our Phoenix students that have McCord as their neighborhood middle
Listen.
school, the McCord Boys Basketball Open Gym is scheduled for tomorrow, Wednesday, October the 12th, from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. in the McCord Gym. The McCord Girls Basketball Open Gym is scheduled for Thursday,
Julia,
from 4
you should
p.m.
go
to
back
6
to
p.m.
slide
in the
2.
McCord Gym. This information has been posted on the bulletin board and emailed to parents. Thank you.
Yeah. So we need to modify this. Now we probably don't want to do a minus because that actually drops our graph down, and we need to hit both points. Right, so we should probably get rid of that plus also, because otherwise it's going to give us a syntax error. So if we click submit, that is this line, right? So too steep because we need to still go through that point, but lay it down a little flatter. How can we lay it down a little flatter? That's going to shift it down, not lay it down. It actually literally, a minus shifts it. Try that. Hit submit. Alright, so that went the right direction. So if there's no number in front of it, what number is actually in front of it? There's really a 1 there, right? Well, you can try a half. Yeah, it's less than 1x, right? Fractions are better on this one. Fractions are better. Even improper fractions or weird fractions, but fractions are better.
Refrigerator.
Keep going. If you think those are, you can check it, but then keep going. Fractions are better. I'm going to keep repeating it. Fractions are better.
You can do fractions.
You can do anything you want. Hey guys, with the whole like you can't break Desmos thing, I also want to encourage you that when you're in Desmos, you can like just click on things and see what happens. Like if I click on points, it actually pops up where the point is. So when you first start working on this problem, the line they give us is y equals 2x, right? And what that actually means is the y value is double the x value. But that's not what we want, right? We want the y value to be less than the x value. So that's our first task is relate y to x, making like, so if we try just y equals like 1x, well that moves the right direction, but it doesn't totally fix it. So keep going, I don't want to give you any answers yet.
Use fractions on that, Olivia.
Why? Okay.
Olivia,
Let's go back to
fractions.
slide.
What's the fraction?
And yes, it does. Fraction.
I did it.
But we did
You
not
ready?
fix this.
I did it. Go ahead. Come on. You got it.
Right? When I was going
Right. You got it. You got it.
oh, no, through.
Bridge. You can just say bridge.
So it's 2 bars
I'm so
extra.
Try this one more time.
Because the addition or subtraction moves it up and
No.
so first off, you just
Ow. Ow.
just work with the
Ow.
number in front of the x. So if you change
Wrong.
it to a 1,
Remember
it's a
to
1.
bridge.
So
Sure.
take that and change it to a 1, just see that.
That's what I think.
Right, yeah, absolutely. So you're good. So that's moving the right direction. There you go.
Thank you. And I almost did it. I just had to
You're
move to
just
number 6.
why?
Ah.
Why? When fractions are better, why?
I don't like fractions. Well,
I totally
No, why?
So is X?
Is x x? I don't know.
Whoa.
Well, okay. Good question.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
You need to say that.
Well, is x x is kind of a straightforward question, but is y x is kind of the thing we should discuss.
no. Ah!
Oh
No.
my God, everyone
No.
knows exactly where
Everyone
I'm
is
going.
so angry.
That's what I think. What are you talking about? That I do that every class.
Remember the computer is
Man, I bet wasting a lot of time will make him unpause it sooner. Oh wait, that's not gonna happen.
What a good idea.
So if we look at what we have there, right, our red line, and we relate what y is with what x is 2 and y is 4, so the line they gave us was y is 2x. But if we think about what that means, it means every y value anywhere on this line will be double the value of x. So then some of us tried y equals x, and we found that it goes straight up through 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, because of course it would. If we make y equal x, they always have to be the same number. Now, of course, x equals x. That would just be silly if it didn't. But if y equals x, they got to be the same. But to get to our blue point, that is actually at 4, 2, we have to figure out the new way that y relates to x, and y is less than x, right?
Oh.
And we can only work with multiplication because this origin, right? If I add or subtract anything, yeah, you got excited, didn't you? If I add or subtract anything, that moves our line off of the origin, right? So I cannot add or subtract. I can only put multipliers into this. All right, I'll unpause now.
Thank you.
Mr. Hudson, I found all the points using decimals.
So did I.
I did.
After I consider that's impossible.
I think we need to.
Caden, click submit. Or Jacob, click submit.
Submit.
I did the same thing.
Check my work.
No.
Maybe I need to refresh my page.
Check mine.
Oh wait, I have to go to the
Jacob, yours is wrong.
Excuse me.
You are excused.
I did it through
A little bit off.
No, you didn't. You did decimals, but you didn't do it. Because if I plug this point and like any of these points into the line that you gave me, the relationship that you gave me, the math does not come out to be true. Because Desmos just checked your math and it said it's wrong. So you're not arguing with me, you're arguing with Desmos because you're trying to use decimals when you shouldn't be. You okay?
Wait, which one is
You owe me
line one
homework,
then?
don't you? Are you aware that you owe me homework? Okay, just check. Oh, well, I mean, you've got people working harder than you do. I don't really like to help on Desmos. But if we're trying, did you get the set? Like, if you go back, did that one make sense? So, well, that's because you didn't do it right. So if you click submit, this is the line that they gave us, right? Y equals 2x is that line. If we change it to y equals 2x, not 2x, but just equal to x, that makes like up to points 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, right? So not correct, but we're getting close. If we try to talk about how y relates to x, it's not equal, right? How could you talk about how y relates to x using like multiplication? Yeah, but that's not multiplication, that's subtraction. Say what you wanted to say. X is
I
two more
don't know
than
how to put fractions in on this.
so if x is double y is if x is double y, then y is actually like how does 2 compare to 4? But what if I just literally do? What if I do 2, which I know reduces to half. So we're relating the relationship of how y relates to x. When I plug a number into x, it needs to get the correct y for what we really want to do.
I dislike fractions.
No, you don't. You just haven't hung out with them long
I'm
enough.
trying to do it the same way with fractions and decimals. I don't know how.
Mr. Hudson, look.
It goes to
Sorry, didn't mean to toss that. I just realized how much time we don't have.
Bro, look at him.
No, guys, he's pausing it. He's pausing
I
it.
just did something.
No, don't do it.
You guys just need to stop breathing.
Stop breathing.
You have to.
You guys just need to stop breathing.
Hannah, stop trying to kill us.
Anna is suggesting that we all stop breathing. I don't know if I agree.
I think it's a good
Why are you encouraging suicide?
So the equation they gave us, is y equals x, because it climbs up 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, like, yeah. So in one of the previous slides, we found y equals half x. And if we did that line here, that line would look like, instead of 1, 1, it'd be like 1, 2, right? And like, so if I do half x, I think it'd be like a slope. Like, so I know that to get that dot is less than half x, and to get that dot is definitely more than x. But like, guys, what we're talking about is how x and y relate. Right here. What point is that? 3, -6. What we want to write. Hey guys, can we like focus up? I know we're still laughing at like hold your breath, but like if you were mature, we could move on by now. So like let's elevate our maturity a little bit. Let's move on. So if we have the point 3, -6, and you get asked to write a rule for how y is related to x, and you're not allowed to use addition or subtraction. I can only use some number multiplied by whatever the x value is. Okay, well, x is 3, y is -6. Guys, I can set up the algebra. what number makes this true? What number times 3 makes negative 6?
2.
Negative 2.
Negatory.
Guys, like, use that strategy. Now, I will say that was one of the easier ones from that screen. I said
So I did. I got it.
Okay, I'm gonna get this
Decimal
freaking
separate out
equation. Or it's not gonna go well.
Do you think you're good now?
I got that. I already did it.
I got something completely wrong, completely on accident.
Jacob, you got to move on to the next slide for me to see if you're right or wrong.
I already got rid of all my decimal points.
Oh, you changed them to fractions?
I haven't done it yet.
Okay.
I told you that. No, you didn't. Yes, I did. Or you did, and I was being dumb. What?
Oh, you want me to check yours based off the what Desmo says?
I'll take it.
Because I can also just look at what you have, but give me just a second, Julia.
Yeah.
Jake, you got to move on to the next slide, dude. Sorry, not Jacob, Caden. Caden's who I'm checking. Caden, you're good. You're good on challenge 2. You got it. So people that have successfully gotten challenge 2 are John, Caden, Gabrielle, Margot, and Mikey. You've all been successful.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it. Now, if you are still looking at it, hey, if you're still looking at it, I can't tell if you're right or not. So I'm gonna not pause it, but I would love for you guys to help me. But if you guys don't help me, then I might need to pause it. I need you to tell me if this is true.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Any real number.
Yeah, that would be any real number, right? Now, what if I throw some division by x?
Now that's scary.
There's only one case where this would be true.
If
Right,
y
Mikey?
equals 0.
X equals 0.
Not when x equals
Sorry,
0.
Y.
Not when y equals 0.
When x equals 1.
If x equals 1, this would still be true. So to fix this, how do I fix if somebody divides by a number? How do I, like, undo that? Multiply by that number. So is this true?
Yes.
So, guys, this feels a little silly. But y is equal to y divided by x times x, and really I can think of times x as x over 1. Is this true?
Yes.
Guys, this is y equals mx. Except what this tells us... Oh no, he's walking to his computer.
Please don't.
No.
Please
No.
don't.
No.
Please
Why
don't.
would you do that?
No.
We're going to assume the plus out here is 0. So we're not, like, there's nothing added or subtracted. If I want to get m, which we said yesterday is our slope, which we don't know much about this yet. But if I want to get m by itself, how do I undo multiplication by x?
Division. Divide.
Okay, people all shouted it out, but yes. Thank you. Divide by x. Nathaniel actually raised his hand. A couple people raised. So m equals the y over the x. The thing we need to multiply is literally just y over x.
Wait.
What?
So y over
Minerva,
x
you with me?
equals
Because you look like you're having a fun time.
So y divided by x equals
I don't know. Try it. Like, try it.
Mr. Hudson,
I need your
You need me to see something?
because
Oh, wait, I gotta pass out homework. Hold on.
Her Chromebook. Yeah, when you pause it, her Chromebook doesn't pause.
She might be accidentally in the other class, which I know why that happened, so it's fine.
Yes.
I will. It's a me thing.
It's not you. It's me.
Also how
It's not you. It's me. You are. Here's tonight's homework. We will do the examples from. Oh wait, that is all practice work. Well, if you have any struggles on practice work, we'll do more. We'll do more of this tomorrow. I'll go check in a second.
yeah, can you check mine too?
Mike, check mine tomorrow.
Look at this. Listen. She made a fraction on top of a fraction. Like,
Yeah, it's called a complex fraction.
like it worked.
Fractions on top of fractions. Yeah.
We were far similar about that last year.
If you want to know if you're right or not, you have to move on to the next slide. So click next slide. The people that are correct as of right now, as I look at Desmos on challenge 2, are Mikey, Margot, Berkeley, Gabrielle, and Caden. Everybody else, you're either still working on it or yours is not correct.
Mine was done.
Yeah, hers was done.
All because it mildly grazes the dot does not mean it's correct. So I am strategically not coming to answer your question because it's the same question like everybody has. I am not coming to help you right now. In about 2 minutes, I will help everyone.
Do you mean challenge 2 or do you mean
Challenge 2, slide 3. Slide 3, challenge 2.
That line is perfectly through the dot.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Some of my lines are like perfectly through.
Depends if your math is right, but that makes me suspicious that it probably won't. It doesn't look like it's hitting dead center. And if you don't know mathematically why it is or is not right, then we still haven't gotten everything out of this, which is okay, but like we're still learning. Right? We're still in the process of learning.
I cannot see it.
Hey friends, we have extra days. If 416 ends up taking 2 days instead of just 1, it's fine. I have another Desmos for 416. We're probably going to make this go into tomorrow as well. However, I think my advice is not sinking in. Let's do a couple together. That's not what I wanted.
I just tell them the answer so you move on.
That would actually literally be the worst thing you could possibly do. For the time and effort and energy that teachers put into planning lessons to just say the answer so we can move on, that's literally the worst thing you could possibly do. It's like, I'd rather you like cuss me out and leave. Like, that would be better than ruining my lesson. I'm not joking. Yeah, not like, I would literally care less if you like got mad at me, swore at me, and left than if you were to like ruin my lesson and all of the learning for everyone. Now, also, because then I can just send you to Mr. Flynn, and it's his issue to call your parents and deal with that, as opposed to you just ruined my planning. Which, guys, teachers put a lot of time and effort into making these lessons, hopefully as enjoyable as possible, but also will stick educationally. Hey, guys, stop before I have to move you. Take care of it yourself.
What?
It's not you. It wasn't you. It was Missy and Minerva. What is this point? If you click on it in Desmos, because you know that I know it's paused, but if you had clicked on it, it pops up as being 3-5. If you take the advice that I just gave you and try to relate, okay, if y is 5 and x is, sorry, that's a question mark, and x is 3, well, how do I get the question mark by itself? I can divide by the 3. Right? So if I divide by the 3, what actually ends up happening is my question mark equals 5 over 3. So y equals 5 over 3 times x. If you know your x and your y, you can find your slope.
Yeah, leave that up.
That's all I had to do the whole time.
I got spooky.
Yeah, actually, my smartboard kind of keeps flashing, and it just now started since it's been October, so I don't know what's going on.
I just had an amazing
That was Casper's
great
friend.
moment.
It's Casper the unfriendly.
What? I've never known an unfriendly Casper.
Mr. Hudson,
Yes, sir?
I just had like the best big great moments of my life.
Yeah?
And then please have Lucas go into the office. Please come to the office. Thank you.
That always freaks him out every time.
So somebody is still definitely just not giving a crap to follow directions. if your lines did not go through the origin, this is the overlay of everybody. If your lines are not going through the origin, you're just straight up not following directions. All of these lines should be going through the origin and should be hitting our points. We got like 1 minute left.
I can't solve 6.
Let's go. Actually, go. Why did I not just press the
It's
button?
Rusty, I think I got it.
I didn't do it in decimal. Well, I know I did.
Could I also have Corrine? Let's go to the office. Thank you.
Corny Liska. Corny Liska.
I'm never gonna forget that.
I
Oh my
think-
gosh, wait.
Kareem.
Kareem.
Oh, yeah. I love how an entire class is just making fun of some random person's name. That's not a random person. Well, then who is it?
It's Chris. I'm so supposed to know.
Oh.
Red.
Oh, her. I don't know.
That was travel. She doesn't go by.
Oh, I see why you guys think it's funny now.
Darn it!
Like you're not supposed to say it. Have you done Halloween yet?
You were in my room.
I'm on.
You were supposedly paying attention.
then Zach and I like.
But now I'm aware you definitely won't.
Yeah, he was making that
So
whole
that's a big
Is
problem.
this just some?
No.
Let me know tomorrow what you
There's a hack on these.
Ah!
I mean, ultimately, you control this, right? No matter what I do, it doesn't matter. You're in control.
Put it in my answer.
All right, that is all the time that we have.
Well, I spent the
Google it.
it.
You know you can open a new page of Desmos with a graphic
Oh, I
calculator.
totally.
Hey, friends. The best moment for a segue possible is catching Missy just weirdly typing in her equation into like the Google bar up here. So in Desmos, if you just go to desmos.com and click on graphing calculator, it gives you a blank graphing calculator that you can do anything in the world that you want to. So if you want to play with some graphs and what do things look like, come to Desmos and play with the graphs. You can even try all sorts of weird things. Like, what if I do try to force the decimal to work? Sorry, not parentheses, but... Like, is that the same as y equals 2/3 x? Well,
Oh yeah, that's
it looks the same, but if we zoom, like... Now, it's probably not actually going to show that they're different because I put so many decimals here. But if I take some of these decimals away, is it the same? No. Right? Are those the same? Is 0.66 the same as 2/3? No. All right, that's all I got for you. Have a great day, guys.
No.
Turn in at the end of the week.
hold on to me.
Well, I should change turn in to say check, but then on Friday it is the turn in.